Hello and good morning, class 12th students. Today in business studies we will do the next topic, limitations of planning, right? So altogether there are 6 limitations which we will have to discuss today. Okay. Before moving towards the first limitation of planning, let me make you clear that though planning is an important tool of management for any of the organization, even then it is not a solution to all the problems, right? Planning may fail also. Okay, planning may fail due to its limitations which we are going to discuss today, right? Before knowing each and everything, let us discuss the first point, that planning leads to rigidity. Okay. Right? Planning leads to rigidity. Rigidity means fixedness. Okay? Something which is static in nature or fixed in nature. Okay? Although a plan is drawn up with specific goals to be achieved within a particular time period. Okay? And at the same time, once a well-defined plan is drawn, managers may not be able to change it. They do not have that much flexibility to be able to cope up with the changing circumstances. However, following a predetermined or pre-decided plan, when circumstances have changed, in this case, plans may not be in organization's interest. Okay? Even in many of the conditions, it is seen that plans are well drafted plans are drawn. Okay, managers are working on them, or they are going to start on working on them, but the time is changed, or the circumstances or the environment is changed. Okay, at the time when the plans were made, assumptions were different, situations were different, circumstances were different. But now, at the time when managers are going to use or applying those plans, at this moment of time, if the circumstances are changed or the situations are not as same as we had assumed, so those pre-decided plans, when the circumstances have changed, may not be able to give results in the favor of organization, right? So what the things you have to note down, that number one, a plan is drawn up with specific goals to be achieved within a specific period of time. Okay, a plan is drawn up to achieve goals in a specific time, right? Secondly, you have to note down that once a well defined plan is drawn, managers may not be able to change it. They do not have flexibility. Okay, you can merge these two things. Once a well defined plan is drawn up, managers do not have flexibility to able to cope up with the changed circumstances. Okay, once well drawn or well decided plan is drawn, right? So once a well decided plan is drawn, managers are not able to change it as per the changed circumstances or changing situations, as planning does not provide flexibility to the managers to change the plans, right? You know this thing very well, that the top management plans for the whole organization, and the managers below the top management or below the top managers are not having that much freedom or authority to change these plans made by the top authorities. Okay, so however, following a pre-decided plan, so they are bound to follow those pre-decided plans. Okay, so in this situation, following a pre-decided plan when circumstances have changed may not be in the favor of organization. Okay, so following a pre-decided plan when circumstances have changed may not be in the favor of organization, or you can write organizations interest, right? So following a pre-decided plan when circumstances have changed may not be in favor of organization or organization's interest, right? Please note down. Then the second point is that it reduces creativity. Okay, as it generates rigidity, it reduces the creativity of the managers to further modify the plans. Okay, planning is done by top management, right? You know this thing. Middle and lower level are neither allowed to deviate from the plans nor they permitted to act on their own. That means it is mandatory for them to follow those plans which are being made by the top management. Okay, top management used to forward the plans, and middle level and lower level used to take those plans as the orders of top management. So they are not allowed, or you can say permitted, to act on their own. Okay, they have to follow those things in the same manner in which those are drawn. So they only carry out orders. Thus, much of the initiative or creativity, right, inherited in them gets lost, or you can say sometimes reduced. Okay, so whatever the creativity they are having, whatever the innovation they are having regarding the dealing of a particular situation, okay, that got hurt or that got reduced or lost. So planning in this way reduces the creativity, since people tend to think along the same lines as others. There is nothing new or innovative, right? Let us write this thing. Planning reduces creativity, right? So what you will write, that plans are, or planning is done by the top management. Middle and lower level management are neither allowed to deviate nor they are permitted to act on their own. Okay. Right? So, thus much of the initiative or creativity inherited by them get lost. Okay? Okay? Gets lost. Or reduced, right? So this is what you have to write. Okay, under this point. Okay, so this, in this way, planning reduces the creativity, since people tend to think along the same lines as others are thinking. Okay, there is nothing new or innovative. Okay, so to deal with this particular limitation of rigidity and creativity, management is also having solution. Okay, to avoid the rigidity, there should be some element present in the planning which allow the managers to modify it according to the circumstances. Okay, as far as creativity is concerned, whenever plans are drawn, or whenever the top management is drawing the plans for the coming time or coming session, okay, so top management must consult or should consult, okay, with the departmental heads at middle level and supervisory level staff, so that they can have their own opinion about the plans or the goals. Taking into consideration their viewpoint, the top management should plan for the whole organization, right? But even then, these are those things which are under the limitations of planning. Okay, that means planning leads to rigidity and it reduces the creativity. Okay, rigidity in the sense that whenever the circumstances will change, we will have to follow the same lines, same plans, pre-decided plans. Okay, we cannot change them instantly. One thing. Second thing is that it will reduce the creativity, as middle level and lower level managers are not allowed to make their own plans or decide on their own. They have to follow the instructions or the orders given by the top management. Okay, if they will work according to their own wish or will carry on their own plans, then it will be deemed as or considered as overruled or disobeying the orders of top management. Okay, so in this way these 2 points are there. Number one, it leads to rigidity, and second, it reduces the creativity. With these key points, you can elaborate these 2 points, right? Please note down, then we'll move to the third point. Now, the third point which we will have to discuss is that planning involves huge cost. Okay? Cost in the sense, whenever the top management or the managers used to plan, they make certain assumptions, and assumptions are based on certain facts which they have collected from the market or surveys. Okay, or the opinions of facts collected on the basis of the opinion of different professional experts. Okay, and whether it is the case of hiring a professional expert or making a survey, market survey, or appointing staff, number one, a lot of time is involved. Okay, so cost incurred not only on the fees of professional experts or the investigation or the research market survey part, but also goes on boardroom meetings, right? So in this way, the cost, sometimes cost incurred may not justify the benefits derived from the plans. So in this way, you can say plans or planning is a process which involves huge cost in terms of time and money. Okay, for example, You can write checking the accuracy of facts. Checking the accuracy of facts, okay, may involve lot of time. Okay, cost incurred on boardroom meetings, discussion with the professional experts. Okay, preliminary investigation to find out the viability of plans. Okay, sometimes cost incurred may not justify the benefits derived from the plans, right? So what things in terms of cost, or you can say cost in terms of money and time. Okay, examples you can say money and time spent on market surveys for collecting facts, boardroom meetings, fees of professional experts, investigation, etc. Okay, sometimes cost incurred on the above matters may not justify the benefits derived from the plans, right? So here we had discussed this cost on the basis of money and time, right? Money and time involved or spent on market surveys for collecting facts, boardroom meetings for discussion, time involvement, okay, fees of professional experts, okay, investigation, staff, hiring the staff for investigation, to knowing the viability or possibility of those plans. Okay, so sometimes cost incurred on the above matters may not justify the actual benefits derived from the plans, right? So this is what is about the third point, right? Please note down. Okay, along with this, let us discuss one more point, small point. Planning involve or is a time consuming process, right? Why I am discussing this point along with this third point? Because here we are talking about cost in terms of money and time. Here we are talking about time consuming only. Okay, involvement of time span. Okay, involvement of time span in planning. Sometimes what happens, plans to be drawn up take so much time that there is not much time left for their implementation. Okay, plans to be drawn up take so much of time. Plans drawn up may take so much time. Okay, one thing. And second thing is that now there is not much time left for their implementation. Not much time left for their right. So most of the time the top management or the managers are involved in planning. Okay, so they are not getting a stipulated time, or you can say enormous time, okay, sufficient time for its implementation or execution. Okay, so there are two things in management, one is planning, another one is execution. So planning takes much of the time and execution's time is not much left with the management. Okay, so that is why this fourth point is coming. Planning is a time consuming process. Okay, we are not talking about the involvement of cost here, we are talking about involvement of time in planning, the span involved in making plans, right? Please note down. Fine. So now we'll discuss the fifth point. And the fifth point is planning does not guarantee success. Okay, very important point. Planning does not guarantee success. Okay, even then best plans are not the guarantee to success. Okay, because planning is totally based on assumptions. Okay, we are doing planning, or managers are doing planning for those things which are not yet happened. They are assuming those circumstances, those situations which are not yet came, which are not yet happened. Okay, so the success rate is in dilution. Okay, is invisible. The success of an enterprise is possible only when plans are properly drawn up and implemented. Okay, and planning is said as meaningless unless it is translated into action. Maybe a particular management is good in planning, but if they have not implemented those good plans into action, okay, so there is no guarantee that whether that particular organization will get success or will get failure. Managers have a tendency to rely on, okay, have faith on previously tried and tested formulas or successful plans. But it is not always true that a plan which has worked before will work effectively again. Okay, so while planning, many unknown factors have to be considered. the false security created by planning may actually lead to failure instead of success. Right? So, what the three things I want to tell you. Number one, planning is meaningless unless it is translated into action. Okay? Number one, planning is meaningless unless it is translated into action. One thing. Okay? I hope I'm clear on this. That the success of an enterprise is possible only when plans are properly drawn up and implemented. Okay? Only drawing the plans, making the plans is not sufficient. Proper implementation is also necessary. Okay? So planning is meaningless unless it is translated into action, execution. Okay? Second thing, do not rely on previously tested plans, previously tested successful plans. Okay? It is not guarantee. Okay? So managers have a tendency, most of the managers, to rely upon previously tried and tested formulas or successful plans. But it is not always true. Okay, that a plan which has worked before will work effectively again. Okay, so managers have a tendency to rely upon previously tested and successful plans, but it may not work always as the situations are continuously changing, right? Okay, and while planning, many unknown factors have to be considered. False security created by planning may actually lead to failure instead of success. Okay, because false security created by planning may lead to failure instead of success, right? So these are the things which you can write under this point, that it does not guarantee success. Okay, only thing which you have to keep in mind, that why it is not guarantee success, because only drawing up good plans are not sufficient. Proper and timely implementation of those plans into action is also very, very important, right? Planning is meaningless unless it is translated into action. Managers have a tendency to rely or have a faith upon previously tested and successful plans, but it may not work always as the situations are continuously changing, environment is continuously changing. Okay, you cannot rely upon situations or changing environment. Okay, maybe that previously tested plans got success because of good assumption of those situations, but now the situations are changed. If you will rely or the managers will rely on previously successful plans, it may not be guaranteed. Okay, so because false security created by planning may lead to failure instead of successful. Very cautious. A manager have to be very cautious at the time when they are working on any plan. There should be or there should always be a presence of modification or dealing with the changing circumstances. Managers should always have supportive plans to, or you can say backup plans to deal with the changing situations, right? So this is what is the fifth point. Okay, now let us discuss the last point of limitations. Okay, which is again is not in the hands of any management, okay, to deal with. And what is that? That planning may not work in a dynamic environment. Okay, planning may not work dynamic environment. Okay, dynamic means which is ever changing, which is changing continuously. Okay, so the business environment is dynamic as it keeps on changing. The organization has to constantly adapt itself according to the changes happening in business environment. Okay, and by making changes in its existing plans. Okay, however, it becomes difficult to foresee each and everything or accurately the future trends which are happening in the environment. Okay, in the third chapter we have learned many things regarding the pastel. Okay, political environment is changing, or the economic environment is changing, or the social trends or the environment is changing, or the technology is upgrading, or technological environment is changing, or there are some legal factors or legal environment, there are some changes in legal environment. All those things have to be kept in mind, and if there is something changing in all these five dimensions, then certainly the management should take necessary step to adapt itself according to the changing environment of the business. Okay, then only the success rate is higher. So the business environment is dynamic as it keeps on changing. One thing, business environment is dynamic as it keeps on changing. Okay. Second thing, management must adapt itself to the changing trends or environment. By implementing changes in its plans, right? At the same time, it is difficult to judge and foresee the degree of changes in the environment accurate. That is why planning sometimes fails due to timely check on plans. Right? So these are the things which you can write, that business environment is dynamic as it keeps on changing. Management must adapt itself to the changing trends or environment by what? By implementing changes in the existing plans. Okay? And it is at the same time, it is very difficult to judge the accuracy or to foresee the degree of change, how much change is happening, where the change is happening, what effect it will give to our type of business. So changes in the environment accurately, it is very difficult to judge. That is why, because sometimes management fail to understand the accuracy or the degree of changes. Okay, that is why planning sometimes fail due to timely check, on plans. Okay, right? Negligence towards the plans or untimely changes. Untimely check on plans. This is what is there in the limitations of planning. Along with that, you can write there are some natural calamities which can be a hurdle for good planning. You cannot predict even. Okay, so all these things comes under dynamic environment. So these are the 6 limitations of planning. I hope I am clear on all these 6 points. Okay, even then, if you are having any query, any question relating to this particular topic, you are always free to talk to me. Have comments in the comment box, write to me, mail me. Okay, and keep learning, keep revising. Do take good care of yourself. Thank you very much.